So today we're heading out to Summer Home. This is where the little house is. It's a beautiful area. You're going to really like it out here. So we're going to head out there now. We'll see you shortly. Now I just thought we'd stop off on the way to Summer Home, which is probably about another 5 or 6 k's down the road. And this is Cunningham's Crest. Cunningham was an explorer. He explored all of this area, mostly the Lockyer Valley, and he travelled from east to west. In other words, he came from the coast where Brisbane is and moved across the valley. And he could see the pastures that nature had sown, and he knew they were going to need more settlers here. Just look at the beautiful panoramic views. I mean, who wouldn't want to settle here? Just simply beautiful. Now in 1859, Queensland separated from New South Wales and Queensland needed settlers. So the government and Roman Catholic Church representatives were sent to Germany and Ireland respectively to promote opportunities in the new colony. The 1868 Land Selection Act allowed settlers to purchase at least 10 acres of land for 2 and 6, which is today's equivalent is about 25 cents. With the only proviso being that they lived there and made improvements to the land. And what this did was it broke up the large squatter holdings. And of course the women, besides having domestic responsibilities, they also worked the land alongside the menfolk. Clearing and planting, building and fencing, they had to. They had to do it to try and make their little settlements profitable. Now it's a nice drive out here. The road is a little bit windy and quite narrow, and it's a bit up and down like a roller coaster. This road was only tar sealed in 2011 after the 2011 floods. Before that it was just all metal. I've come out here many occasions when you see wallabies and kangaroos on the side of the road. So you got to be a bit careful because the road is quite narrow as well, and you do get trucks coming along here and farm machinery. So you just make sure you got to stick to your side of the road. And friendly locals there, give us a big wave. It's just beautiful to see everything being so green. We've been in drought for so long. The dams that were once bone dry are now filled to the top. Beautiful out here. It's just like we're in a little valley. Come on, we'll go and have a look. Well, here's the little house that I drew for the book. Now originally this was the old Summerhill schoolhouse, and it dates back to 1886. That's a while ago. And it was moved here in the 1960s. And it's been used over the years as a dry storage shed. But it's certainly at a livable standard at the moment. Anna and I stayed there for about 2 or 3 weeks when we were waiting to move into our new place. Anna's son, Dan, who's the owner of the property, has plans to turn it into an Airbnb, which is probably a really good idea because it's a beautiful location. It's going to come up real nice. Now these little structures over here, which you see dotted all around the countryside, these were used as their refrigerators where they stored all their milk and dairy produce and hung their meat. Now of course it had walls on it then. Yeah, they were very ingenious, these early settlers. Now this is the main house. Now this was originally post office and telephone exchange. Now when Dan bought this, it was in a total state of disrepair, and he's done an amazing job of restoring it. It's got iron press ceilings. It's immaculate. It's beautiful. It's been a labour of love, but it'll be well worth it when it's finished. Now, let's go and have a look over here. This is the old stockyards. just about down now. It's just the post standing. That's going to be a major trying to get them out because they're in solid. They've got their garden beds over there, ready to go into the gardens when they're finished. Now this is the structure that I really want to draw. This old shed. I just love it. I just love that old iron bark and how it's sort of broken away. And it's just got to the point now where it's past its use by date. And Dan and Shelley, that's Anne's partner, if they could repair it, fix it up, they would. And at the moment it's just been used as a storage shed. And Shelley, she's got all her little garden arrangements going on here, so when everything's all sort of sorted out, they'll have a beautiful garden area as well. So it's pretty exciting times for them both. A lot of work, but well worth it in the end. So I really do want to do the shed because it's going to, well, if it doesn't get pulled down, it's going to fall down. It's so old. It's beyond restoration, that one. Anyway, there's that. But then when I look at the cattle yards here, I'm thinking, oh man, look at that. Look at this. Look how old it is. And that, once again, they're in the same position where they're past their use by date now. They've served their purpose. So they're going to end up, coming out as well. And look at the timber. Beautiful timber. And then over here we've got the race where the cattle go up here to be loaded onto the trucks and things like that, back when it was actually being used. I see they've got a little bit modern here because they've got some steel, some steel pipes. But if you look here, look, I mean, there's just so much here. I'm finding it a bit spoilt by choice. So I don't know. Maybe there's a couple of drawings here. We'll just see. Maybe I can use a little bit of artistic license and move things around a bit. That's always a possibility. Beautiful day. There's no wind today. We've had so much wind lately, it's just been horrible. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little tour around this little valley called Summer Home. It is a lovely place, and especially with all the greenery and that, it's you can see why people wanted to move here. It's a little bit away from places, but it's not too far away. I mean, it's less than an hour from the main city, Brisbane, the capital city. And I'm sure that'll make a great Airbnb. People love getting away from the hustle and bustle of the city and just coming out and having a quiet time. It truly is a wonderful place. This little place called Summer Home. Well, I think it's time we headed back to the studio. I'm really looking forward to drawing this old past its used by date shed. Now I know Dan and Shelley, if they could, would rather have it restored, but it is at the point where it is going to either fall over and someone might get hurt. So it's probably best they demolish it when they get the chance. So that's why I love drawing these old buildings. They were once the pride and joy of someone, because they're not going to last forever, and once they're gone, that's it. They are gone. That's a piece of our history gone. And it's a shame because so much work went into building these. They were made out of solid timber. Really hard to cut it and put it all together. Just the sheer weight of it. Oh, you want to try lifting some of those heavy old hardwood posts. And they're a bit bigger than posts because they're actually right in the ground and they're up, to ceiling height. And it all had to be connected with bolts because nails just won't go in there. You got to drill a hole first. Well, I hope you're enjoying my series of Beyond the Fence in and around the Lockyer Valley, the book that Anna and I put together. And if you're enjoying it as well, you can give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment and please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you join me on my artistic journey around the Lockyer Valley. And if you haven't been to my channel before, I'll leave a link up here to my playlist Beyond the Fence in and around the Lockyer Valley, so you can watch it all from the beginning. And if you'd like to support my little channel and help it to grow, you can purchase your own copy of the book Beyond the Fence in and around the Lockyer Valley. This one here. Yeah, that's it. Just send me an email with the details and we'll sort something out. Alright. Anyway, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.